Random Apparatus here, and today I'm going to be going over IT security career prospects, interviewing tips, so that you can have the right mindset at the beginning, middle, or end of your WGU program. Now, this video is for people with a non-technical or non-IT background. The first thing I'd like to talk about is basically what after graduation or right before graduation, when you start your IT security career sometime before you graduate even, what you need to know. This is going to be kind of an expectation versus reality video. Remember that you are entry level. I'm going to first talk about the things that are not what you're going to be doing right off the bat. You're not going to be hacking things. If you think that you're going to go straight into penetration testing from no IT background and just graduating the WGU program, especially if I know one of the courses they're changing to where you get the Pen Test Plus, do not expect that this allows you to be an actual pen tester. The amount of technical knowledge that a pen tester requires is extremely vast, even if they specialize in an area. If you don't know this already and you haven't started the program already, just know that at a certain point in the program, you will realize just how much you do not know, and you'll feel like you'll never be able to know it all, and you won't. You're not going to be full-blown forensic investigator. You're not going to be the point person. You're not going to have the word engineer in your job title at all. You're not going to be designing IT security policies for any company. You might be asked to make some suggestions here and there, but again, you're not going to be the point of contact for anything like that, unless you're extremely lucky or you're a genius. Now, here's the reality of what you can expect for your first IT security job. If you don't go into a desktop support to gain some experience, here's basically what an IT security analyst, entry level. There are clients. All the clients have agents running on the systems that they choose, and whenever something happens, it triggers an alert, and it sends that alert to the ticketing system, which sends it to your company. So basically, you're going to be dealing with tickets, and it's some kind of program that's a ticketing system, and one by one, you're going to be going through them. They're basically tasks. You'll open it up and see what the event was and the details behind it. If you need to investigate it, investigate it. Now, you aren't going to be investigating them that much, and it's going to take a little bit of time for you to look at things and be like, oh, that's normal behavior. After a while, you'll just kind of know what client does what and what's out of the ordinary. These ticketing systems allow you to look at past tickets, especially over the client, and allows you to compare that behavior to past behaviors. Are there any other tickets that ended up being the same thing? What was the outcome? Basically, you're looking and comparing that action to past and previous actions. 99.9% are all false positives. Another thing you could be doing is spam control, or going through a certain client's spam folder and investigating some of the links in it. Another thing you could be doing is you could have side projects. This is way too various for me to be able to explain to you, but basically one of the senior analysts will come to you and say, hey, we were looking at maybe geo-blocking some companies. Just find out which ones we should block and why. You have to justify why, and we'll suggest it to our clients. Basically, you're finding out any side project boils down to the fact that your IT security company that you're working for is trying to be proactive and push proactive actions out to their clients so that they can be secure before things happen. Now, the final thing I want to talk to you about is the interview. If you're kind of wondering, of all this information, things that I should keep in, things that you should keep in your head, I'm about to let you know right now. Number one thing, networking. Because here's what I found, especially if you get all your certifications from CompTIA at first. A lot of the classes repeat a lot of the information, and things you begin to build a cybersecurity mindset, and you go more towards what you should and shouldn't do, what's good and what's bad, as far as policies and procedures, and you forget just how much, or you don't really realize just how important that Network Plus information was. So your technicalness kind of drifts away at a certain extent. You need to keep up on those very, very technical details. What are the IP address ranges? In an interview, you will be asked this kind of stuff. I recently had an interview, IT security analyst, and I got most of the things right, but I can tell you right now the things I got wrong, because I'm at the very end of the program. It's about 1.5 years since I started, and I forgot the private IP ranges, and they want the CIDR notation. Technical details in regards to networking are the things that you really need to hang on to. If you literally Google, IT security interview questions, like the top 25, yeah, you need to study these. Top 25, top 50 for sure. You need to be familiar with all of those questions, okay? I was asked at least 4 questions from this list. What's your home network like? What's the difference between a vulnerability, a threat, and a risk? Things like that you kind of know what they are in your head, but by the end of the program, you don't have a full grasp on the little subtle differences between things. You need to study up on the questions. You can literally just Google these, so I'm not going to go into those. Be prepared for a possible logic question. Brain teaser deals, because I was asked the hammer and the nail question. A hammer and a nail are purchased and the total cost is $1.10. The hammer is $1 more than the nail. How much was the hammer and how much was the nail? Now, when you think about this, you would normally spout off, of course the hammer is $1 and the nail is 10 cents. I am not going to tell you the answer to this question, and you really need to try to figure it out for yourself, because if you just right off the bat give them the answer to this, they might think, oh, well, he just studied it or something. They ask you this for the sole to know how critically you think, how much attention to detail you're paying. Things that aren't 100% technical, they're looking to see how critically you think and how much attention you pay to detail. So those are the career prospects. That's the expectation versus the reality. Interview questions. In my personal interview, I didn't do a lot of hands-on things, but what you need to do is things with like Wireshark and certain networking tools and command line and PowerShell. You need to have hands-on in your own time. Make some time every single week to do, even if it's the same exact thing, so that these things are in your head in case you're asked to do this manually. Or in case day one you show up to the job and they're like, okay, well, we need you to pull this and that with PowerShell and put it in this format. You're gonna do all of this in command line and PowerShell, and you don't wanna have no clue. Another thing is, you'll be surprised how much security and IT professionals, when they're given certain tasks, and to look into things, your research skills need to be perfected by the time you get a job, and present it in whatever format. People that have been in the field for 3 to 5 years are asked to do something, and they, have to look these things up. If you don't know something, you're going to be researching. I appreciate you watching this. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification icon. I have 75% of people watching my video not subscribed. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I am very responsive in the comments. I'll answer any questions that you might have. Thanks so much. This is Random Apparatus once again with the WGU tips and tricks. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.